presented by State Farm. Let's take a look at the Miami starting five. LeBron and Bosh are the 3 and the 4. Chalmers and Wade are the 1 and the 2. And it's Anthony in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Celtics, Rondo, Allen, and Pierce for the perimeter. Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5.
Well, the true shooting Ray Allen last year set the record for most three-pointers made in a career. Really just a testament to how dedicated he's been to the craft of shooting the ball.
Now Chalmers following Ray Allen's three-point attempt. O'Neal against LeBron. High post try. And Bosh getting to go on the assist by LeBron. Bosh has got his team on the board to start the game for the Heat. And Clark for Ray Allen. Not only has he made a lot of threes, he has been tremendously accurate. Steve, he's one of only 40 players in league history to shoot over 40% from distance for his career.
And it's not just the percentage, the number of clutch shots he hits, the range, his ability to get a shot even on his own. He's not just a spot-up guy. He can score in so many different ways. One of the great shooting guards of all time, really.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Doc Rivers. The battle that he sees in this one is how his offense is going to be able to handle what he describes as one of the best defenses in the league. Coach told me, if we're going to consistently put up points on them, we have to know when we've created a mismatch and attack it immediately. We have to play smart out there. That's what he's looking for, guys.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Say, what approach to use against the opposing D, I guess, in the front of your mind? It sounds like Clark.
Yeah, well, it's a tall task when you take on a team as sound defensively as they are. So you just have to be sharp in your execution.
Steve?
Yeah, you got to be sharp, but you also have to attack. I mean, if you're not aggressive against this team, they're going to take control of you, and all of a sudden, they'll have control of the game.
And here are the Celtics after the Heat pick up 2. Now, Pierce. And he lays it. It's a tie ball game.
Similarities between Rivers, the coach, and Doc Rivers, the player. I mean, when he had the height to play shooting guard, it was the most valuable running the show as the point guard.
Now, here's LeBron. Wade outside. Anthony, guarded by O'Neal. 6 to shoot. Anthony kicks to Wade. From about 19 feet. Shot is off. And the Celtics go with it the other way. 3-point Clark on Rivers. You know, the teams that he has coached, Orlando and Boston, really embody Steve, they all play smart, tough defensively, and well coached up and down.
It is interesting how teams kind of take on their coach's personality, and that's definitely been the case with Boston and Doc Rivers. The player, he was tough, he was smart, he was competitive, and it sure shows in the way his Boston teams have played the last few years.
Bosh, and he sinks the layup. Bosh has got his second bucket of the night.
You know, he can actually be dominant inside. I mean, it's impossible to push him around on the low block.
Outside Rondo. Back to O'Neal. Got a piece of it. Ray Allen is on the way. Lets it go from deep. Bosh grabs the miss.
Defensively, they did a great job of staying tight on him. Well, Miami had a turbulent season last year as far as the drama that surrounded that team, but they were consistent and steady on the road, and they ended up with the best away record.
Kristich, he's checked in for the Celtics. S comes in for Rajon Rondo. The Heat also changing it up. Haslam comes in for Joel Anthony. And Mike Miller subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Celtics trailed by 4. Back to Miami. You know, Clark, both are smart pieces when you're the villains of the NBA. And there's no doubt that one of both for the NBA is that Miami.
I agree, no doubt about it. And I think that also helps them come together. You know, teams typically do a good job of bonding when you're on the road. That us against them mentality, nobody for you. And quite honestly, really good teams and players enjoy winning on the road more than they do even winning at home.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option.
Garnett with this 3 on Sean. Pierce against LeBron. Gathers. The shot by Pierce will not go. That's good. Our next got his second bucket.
Boy, I like the rugged work on the inside that led to that very easy putback. That's going after it there, guys.
Chalmers with it. Feeds it to LeBron. The feed now to Chalmers. Some nice passing. And he was caught on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The free throw dropped for Chalmers. Both teams will make substitutions. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Throws it from deep. And beautiful.
Just in time.
And so, lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter.
Ray Allen is such a talented player. Had those early years in Seattle where he was brilliant. But in Boston, he really found a role on a great team.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And for Miami, look at who they got out there. Green Wade, Marcelo, 2 of the 3. Rodo Anthony is out there with him. And it's House in the perfect position. You know, when you talk about the Celtics defining Allen's role a bit more, and that's what good teams do, isn't it? Clearly define roles with players, even better ones like Ray Allen.
Kevin, you're exactly right. And, you know, Ray became a much more consistent defender for the Celtics. I mean, you see that, and as you define roles, you can bring players in some aspects, you can push them to do more in other areas. I think you saw with Doc Rivers and Paul Pierce from an offensive standpoint, encouraging him to be more of a playmaker and facilitator than just a bucket producer.
Here is House after the basket by Boston. Lead left side. With the shot. Off glass and in.
You know, to have somebody as dependable as he is on the offensive end, that's extremely invaluable to this team. Guys, the record was 37-15 for the Celtics against the Eastern Conference last season. Still one of the powerhouses, not just in the conference, but in the league.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Doc Rivers likes Jeff Green as a possible starter going forward. He felt like the Celtics had to make a change after the Heat and Bulls made trades to change and reshape their roster. So it didn't work out last season. It sets them up to be younger and more athletic going forward. We'll see how it all plays out quite soon then, guys.
Thank you, Doris. With the Celtics stars aging, they need to get younger.
And I think Green is going to be a good addition for them as they reload and try to make another title run in the future. This trade was criticized a little bit last year. And Green is a very talented player, and with a full season under his belt with Boston, I think he'll be much better.
Nice movement. And Bosch backs down. Outside Bosch. Passes it to Haslam. Here's LeBron. And he converts the layup. LeBron's now got 6. Let me ask you guys, they're going back to the Celtics, limited by the 8 and 5 games in the playoffs. Are they still a factor in the East? Steve?
Oh, yeah, they're still a factor. Yeah, Miami is so good right now, but remember, Boston had an excellent regular season. They've got plenty of talent. They've got some good young players with Rondo and Jeff Green. And Boston will still be a major player in the Eastern Conference this year.
The offensive rebound. And there was the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Don't give up anything for free. I like that. Send him to the line.
Yeah, they don't want to sit back and watch you lay it in. I mean, they can earn it. They can earn it. Don't give up anything easy.
And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point.
Boy, isn't it good to see Udonis Haslem back and healthy after missing most of last season with a foot injury. He's really been a heart and soul of this Miami ball club over the years.
Now, here's Green. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. That's good. And the Celtics lead by 1.
You know, it like that close to the basket.
Stevie Donis Haslam, when he resigned with the Heat prior to last season, he could have gotten a lot more money elsewhere. But Clark, he wanted to remain in Miami. I'm sure he is thanking his lucky stars that decision was made.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he and Wayne Wade extremely close, and Haslam just kind of felt like he had a chance to stay in a place that he considered home and to be able to do great things. Credit him for picking happiness and contentment over dollar signs. Sometimes that's the best call, but you don't often see guys make it.
Here. Now, here's O'Neal. Following the shot by Ray Allen for the three. And it's Wade with the rebound.
Both Bucks really battling under the board.
Yeah, you know, see, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
The kick out to Bosh. LeBron James on the way. He's again. Puts up the baby hook. And the basket by Wade. Wade's got 4 points now in the quarter. Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, you could see last season with the big three that early on offensively they couldn't quite figure it out. But as the season went on, they got more and more comfortable with each other. And I thought by the end of the year, they played pretty well together.
Boston making some changes. Krisic, he's checked in for Garnett. Pierce comes in for Glenn Davis. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jeff Green. Then for the Heat, Joel Anthony checked in for Bosh. Miller comes in for Udonis Haslem. Eddie House subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Here's Krisic. It's good. And you're right, Steve, on what you said regarding the Heat. Anytime you bring new guys together, there is a feeling out there. But Clark, obviously, this was an extreme case.
Yeah, I agree with both of you there. I mean, it just takes a lot of time and massaging when you have that much star power coming together for guys to figure out their roles and then accept their roles and excel in it. It's a three-pronged process.
Wow.
Yep.
Anthony against Rondo. Here's for three. It is good. The assist from Rondo. Here's his good target.
What a marvelous job they've done of playing the basketball. Perfect.
They know where each other is all the time. They're moving the ball, just finding the open guy. Nobody seems to care who scores.
Now, here's Jones. LeBron outside. Puts up the baby hook. In it goes off the glass. LeBron's now got 5 points now in the quarter. Good to go.
They got the game for Allen. He has 5 points. You can add 1 3-pointer to his stat line also.
Well, you have to like a little bit of everything in the box.
Glad you could join us this Saturday night.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Well, I thought Rondo played well for the Celtics in their postseason run last spring. I thought he picked up and elevated his production from the regular season and had a pretty strong playoff run.
Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal with the 4 and 5. Rondo, Allen, and Pierce for the perimeter. Steve, this game has a lot of character here in the third period.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I love seeing this type of action. A competitive, compelling matchup. A lot of lead changes in so far.
Yeah, 6 in total. But this has been a great game. Both teams playing hard and really competing out there.
Fires it up. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Cook. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, when Jermaine O'Neal was 19, his life was saved by a stranger. He was driving, another car slammed into his, sending it flipping over a ditch. As the car caught fire, O'Neal realized that he was trapped. Someone told him to safety. To this day, he hasn't been able to tell you what that was. O'Neal said the experience motivated him. His whole life, his whole 15 years has a purpose. When you go through things like that, when you're facing death, you realize God does have a plan. All the things that seem important are aren't as important anymore. More than anything, purpose in life. That's something I really value and cherish. It's an incredible story, Dad.
It certainly is. Thank you, Doris.
Truly a new lease on life. And he's made the most of it.
Here's LeBron. He's got 11. On the wing, Dwayne Wade. Bosh, a screen on Allen. And here is Chalmers. The shot. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Chalmers. And that's 13 points for LeBron.
You know, guys, I think the Celtics actually came up in playoffs last season with a little less swagger than usual. I mean, losing Kendrick Perkins in the trade seemed to shake them up a little bit. And with Shaq really unable to contribute due to injuries, the team used to being big inside perhaps felt a little small.
Jumps up. Rebound, Boston.
Kind of like the interior defense guys, really strong, protecting the rim.
Rondo kicks to Kristich. Allen outside. Wade is covering. Shot clock at 5. Boston at 10, missing. Hard to set the table there well with the Celtics and their injuries. That did play a role in the postseason, not just in the front court. Dislocated elbow, Rajon Rondo also factored in. Steve, that was a huge hit for that team.
Yeah, I was amazed that he was able to return in that game and continue to play the rest of the series. But it did limit him. And with Rondo slowed down, the Celtics had a tough time scoring. In fact, Miami really played him in Boston kind of 5-on-4. They didn't honor his offense, and he really cost Boston.
Garnett, the screen. It's Pierce on the wing. Covered by LeBron. O'Neal backs in. Cuts it by. And it's Haslam with the rebound. Haslam's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal only played in 26 regular season games for the Celtics last year, and it makes you wonder, how much does he have left, because he certainly has had some knee trouble recently.
LeBron dishes the box. He tries for 3. They get it back. Outside House. And another shot. And the pass to Haslam. Now Garnett defender. Fires for 3. And any out just from deep. And the Heat lead by 6. Okay, you mentioned J.O. He can still contribute, but he has to remain healthy, which I think has been a problem for him.
Boy, 15 years in the league, and it's taken its toll on Jermaine O'Neal. We did see him after missing most of his regular season for Boston last year. We saw him be a major force in that New York series in the first round against Celtics.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Jeff Green is checked in for Pierce. And Delonte West is subbed in for Ray Allen. And then for Miami, Joel Anthony checked in for LeBron. And Mike Miller subbed in for Dwayne Wade. This passes to Rondo. Inside Rondo. Here's Green. And Thomas. 2 points and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
They keep going right back to the paint, and who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense. Jeff Green, of course, part of that controversial trade for Kendrick Perkins last year at the deadline. The Celtics were very concerned about their backup 3 position. They saw a chance to get Green, a talented player, but in doing so, they gave up a very popular player in Perkins.
Here is House. He's covered by Rondo. It's 1 on the clock. Celtics trail by 3. Backing down. From 11 feet away. And O'Neal to go. O'Neal's got his second basket.
Taking it to the rim against such a smaller defender is usually going to work out just fine.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Miller takes the Haslam. Back to Miller. Checks up in 3. And the Heat seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Rondo, and that's not going to go. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. So as we get rolling here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our strikes. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, for that great stretch the Heat just put together, they get the Strike Spark Award. It seems they went into the locker room and came out with some answers because their defense has been airtight in this last half. The whole atmosphere of the game changed with their lockdown defense. Let's see if it continues.
As always, Doris, thank you. Clark, that was the game's critical point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really think it was. I mean, it really tipped things in their favor. No doubt about it.
Yeah, that's going to happen to you when you keep piling up those points and you get on a run like that.
So with Bosch on the bench, this is who Eric Spolstra has on the floor. We've got Carl Anthony. Sean Evans is out there with Mike Miller. That's LeBron James. And it's Haslam in at the power forward position. Goes straight up. And LeBron throws it down.
As soon as they force that turnover, they really attack the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
LeBron against Pierce. Covered by LeBron. Lock and set. Pierce, there's just a three. They shot it. Didn't get a shot off. From downtown. Shot is off.
Really strong performance by them so far on the glass.
You know, the lead they have in the rebounding category is also part of the reason they're on top of the scoreboard as well.
You know, guys, with LeBron's size, I don't think he gets the most out of his post game. It's not something that he's developed down there. He doesn't have a go-to move, not a turnaround jumper or a jump hook. And as a result, he hasn't fully realized his potential yet.
And the first one goes. Going back to LeBron and his size, there was talk when he came to Miami, Clark, that he would play, power forward, but is there a position maybe he cannot play?
Well, that's the thing with me, Kevin. His versatility is such that you have a lot of different ways you can utilize him. His size, his speed, his strength, his basketball acumen, his IQ, all of that allows you to play LeBron where he can be most effective on a game-to-game basis.
Well, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebound with every loose ball. He's got to wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We expect to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
Wade outside. Bosch was screen on Pierce. Wade for three. Rebound Boston.
Nobody near him. You don't normally make that one.
Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they look really strong and put together.
Yeah, very aggressive too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movements. I like the way they look.
Again, Burnett missing.
And the fadeaway was about his only option there. Really good defensive position.
Bosch passes to Wade. Back to Bosch. Right side Bosch. House. And Bosch backs down. Kevin Garnett grabs the miss. Garnett's got his fourth rebound in this one. Here's Arroyo. In the way of the two. Timeout called the Heat.
He wants to make a few adjustments out there, and he's running through those with his team right now.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Jeff Green, he checked in for Pierce. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Carlos Arroyo. Then for the Heat, Haslam comes in for LeBron. And it's James Jones in for Eddie House. Wade working against Allen. Wade against Allen. Shoots it up. Wade gets the bucket. And the Heat lead by 8.
But every time they drop it in, they do so from close range. Easy basket.
Yeah, high percentage look. Time and time again, guys. And it's paying off for them. The way they're playing this game, I like their strategy.
Now timeout called by Boston. They're going to take care of the Celtics. James is checked in. And the pitcher also for Miami. James is checked in. Here's Allen. Here's Rondo. And Pierce backs in. Under by LeBron. Shot clock at 6. LeBron knocks it away. But they'll get another chance. Rondo. Good.
Something a real good half for them from beyond the arc, Kevin. I mean, they may as well stick with it.
Yeah, no reason not to just continue shooting the ball from out there because they're in a good flow. They're shooting the ball with great confidence.
Allen against Wade. Wade left side. And Porter for the rejection. Celtics trail by 5. Outside Rondo. Both loose. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Now it's on that called by Boston. They'll be behind by 5. There's a minute left to play in the final quarter. Here's Rondo. Wade is covering. It's on the shot clock. Knocked loose. And stolen by LeBron. And Wade slams it in.
Just cruising to the finish line.
And barring something catastrophic happening, it looks like they'll go home with a nice victory here.
To loose. And here comes LeBron. Now Pierce defending. LeBron kicks to Wade. Defended by Allen. Wade's back. Dwayne Wade again. And it's a 9-point Heat lead.
And that ought to do it. That should seal the deal.
Yep, I agree. Closing it up with relish.
Here's Rondo. Busted. No good that time either. Now Chalmers. Now here's LeBron. And so it's Miami winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.